Now it's time to press buttons and talk with Manky and ProZD.
Oh, what are these dead boys? What are these dead boys doing? Let's look
dead boys.
Two
what
dead
you gonna
boys.
do? What you gonna do when they die on you?
Looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand.
So he shot Mr. Rell and then fell on top of him while still gripping onto the gun?
I guess that does seem kinda strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun?
It's not exactly rocket science. Even I know how to pull a trigger. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use one.
I hope I never have to fire a gun either, pal. But it sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hands.
Especially when it's loaded. You just go around with doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
In fact, let me show you this one here. You just like hold it out and this.
I like whirling it around like Revolver Ocelot.
Yeah, and sometimes I drop it and it fires and it's a big thing.
Everyone starts screaming, it's like, calm down.
They're like, detective, we will take your badge if you keep doing that. I'm like, I don't have a badge.
Like, come on, guns don't kill people. People kill people, right?
I'm not trying to kill nobody.
It appears that the police's screening procedures for hiring people need a thorough review.
I don't know why I was suspended for that. I just don't get it.
Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hand.
I think it's just because, I don't know. Did we look at
Mr.
these two?
Faraday, how ironic it is for him to lose his life in a courthouse.
Yeah, why did it have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal.
Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Didn't you become a detective in order to solve crimes?
Yeah.
Then get back to work. Find out the cause of his murder.
Right, I'm on it, pal. How'd you die? Okay.
Okay, let me see.
Were you...
Did we do this? Okay. First he killed a Cadopian embassy staff member, and then he was murdered himself.
This guy wasn't exactly an angel, you know.
Oh? What makes you say that?
Well, he's been hauled into the precinct several times for theft and assault, pal. So yeah, he's definitely the type to have committed a murder or two.
Well, he did admit to killing Mr. Dade Mann.
Hey, good point, pal. I knew my detective's intuition was telling me something and not just punching me in the face for no reason.
Detective's intuition?
It's punching again, it hurts.
Oh, both my nostrils are bleeding.
Yup, do you know about it? It's a special feeling that all detectives...
We don't have time for this conversation right now. Let's return to the investigation. Damn.
They say it's supposed to help, but I don't see how it helps. Maybe I'll figure it out. I just want to see what we have.
Oh, they're doing like the
Oh no, I was doing
thing.
logic.
Okay, they're completely undisturbed. Okay.
No humans can climb through the barred windows and
Well, how about these? Why are those strewn all over the floor?
Yeah,
but the rest are, the other bags are undisturbed.
What happened?
There is a very tiny pile of plastic bags on the table, and yet a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle. In which case, might there not be another explanation as to how they got there?
Another reason.
I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow.
Eek! Please get that blood away from me, pal.
Detective Gumshoe, whose blood is on this bag? Let me give it a taste.
It's ketchup. Wait. No, it's blood.
No, it's
Hold
blood,
on.
and also I don't know.
Let me ask the lab guy.
I don't know. There's no way I would have known by licking it. I don't know. All right, please hurry and don't lick the bag anymore.
I really did not have a plan. I didn't see how that was gonna play out. Wait till you get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else on or in the bag either.
It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence.
Also, that technician is very creepy and I don't like him. Okay, if you say so. I leave it in your hands, pal.
I guess I'll just take it. Thank you.
There you go. Just a little souvenir. Okay, is that everything in this scene?
Why don't you go back and see? I won't know. Not yet.
Oh, no, we
I
haven't
won't rest.
got it
I still have not rested.
What's in your hand, bud? His hand is all black down here, see? I wonder what it could be.
If you look closely, this blotching pattern resembles an ink stain.
Oh. Wow, that's weird. An ink stain? I thought that said but it said un.
Yes, I usually get ink on my own hand when I use my feather pen.
A feather pen? I've never seen one before. Sure you aren't just making it up, pal? Trying to impress people? Go for that aesthetic?
Oh, I do like aesthetic. Mr. Rel's cause of death was from being shot, correct?
That's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him lying face down.
Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth.
Are you sure they were trying to hide something?
I can't confirm Mr. Rel's cause of death with his body positioned like that. Detective Bad, I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail if possible.
What's this? You're not able to form a theory with them the way they are? Like
I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding the perfect evidence, don't you?
I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it.
That was my idea at first, actually. Labby.
Yes, sir. We've taken enough photos of the scene, sir,
Yeah, I
and
really
some
don't like that
extra
guy.
for my personal experience.
And there you have it.
Why doesn't anyone like me?
Do you not approve? Of course not. What? Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing.
The one and only character in this franchise to make that assertion.
Hey, big fella, turn over the bodies for me, will you?
Okay. Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir.
Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir. Ew. Ew. I touched his hand with my bare skin.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Oh, shit.
Look at the pen in his pocket.
I'm gonna look at the stab wound. There's a knife wound in his chest here, see? Right there.
I wonder if the wound matches the knife Mr. Rel is holding. Labby.
Yes, sir. Verifying now, sir, if I just push the knife back in and see if it fits.
Don't do that, make it quick. From the look of things, one could deduce that the knife Mr. Rel is holding is what killed Mr. Faraday.
Looks like he's still trying to stab him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna get you.
Come over here, you.
There's something in his breast pocket. It's a fountain pen.
Wow.
Wow, that could go really well with the logic we have.
Wow. Hey, you know, I always keep a pencil behind my ear.
Nobody asked you.
I'm just trying to relate. It's because Detective Bad is always telling me, you should always write your name on everything you own.
Yes, somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual.
Guess that's just an impression since you don't really know me that well. Ink stain and a fountain pen.
I think I've got the sense of you after just one meeting.
Yeah, I think we kind of wear our emotions on our sleeve.
That splotch on Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen.
Ooh, let's ask the lab guy. Lab guy. Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, God.
I confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is ink from his fountain pen. I see. Good work. You know, I've always wanted to say that. Even if it was just one time in my life. Maybe not to that guy, but at least I got to say it.
Yeah, the dream is kind of dead now.
Kinda killed the mood.
If Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand, I think it's fair to assume he was left-handed.
Always left-handed.
It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well.
Okay, if you say so, pal. That's, okay. Got some more shit to look at. How about this knife?
It looks like Mr. Faraday was stabbed with this knife that Mr. Rel is holding.
Youch!
What's wrong, Detective?
My stomach started to hurt from just thinking about being stabbed.
Just keep your mind on the case, alright? Jeez, oh Pete's.
What's this wound?
Shot in the chest.
It takes some guts to fire a gun in a courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week and I still haven't fired a single round yet.
Let me fix that. There aren't any burn marks on his clothes. That must mean...
Wait, burn marks?
A round grows very hot as it is discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range.
They love this fun fact.
Ergo, Mr. L must have been shot from at least a yard or two away. This will be relevant in like 10 years from now when we're at like an amusement park.
Yeah. You sure do know a bunch of neat stuff for your age, pal.
I am 8 years old. Apparently, this detective has as much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial. Let us now try to understand how the two men died. First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife out from today's trial evidence. Then he aimed the gun at Mr. Rell and fired. However, Mr. Rell managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. Then the two men fell together where they stood. Super sudden death! That is my theory in any case.
What a crazy way to go. Super sudden death.
300% damage? Still, something about that explanation just doesn't seem right.
Always antsy about getting if you get grabbed, you're done.
I believe I now have a firmer grasp on what happened here.
Even just a projectile sometimes. I guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? They really did kill each other.
No, we can't conclude that quite yet.
Okay, I guess it's more complicated than that. I don't know.
There's still something I find very peculiar here. The theory that they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there is actually a contradiction that shows there is another possibility.
No way, pal. Really?
I suppose I will just have to show you the conflict in this crime scene. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
There's a conflict. What evidence do we just get? So we got a handgun.
It's left-handed. He's rolling in his right hand.
Oh, well, whoopie-doo.
Don't we deduce?
Yeah, we gotta go over here. It's always left-handed. They've sure loved that old trick. Where's the thing that says he's right-handed? Is that the...
Here.
Yeah.
Eureka! Now we come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this.
Miles, what the fuck was that?
Okay, I know I guess not everything I tried today worked. Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with his fountain pen.
But don't ever do it again.
We'll see about that. Ergo, he is left-handed. Don't say ergo, you nerd. And yet the handgun is in his right hand.
I have a lot of criticism.
Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday would hold the gun in his right hand? That, lady and gentlemen, is the great contradiction haunting this crime scene.
Hey, you're right, pal. That does seem kind of strange. But how could something like that happen?
The facts add up to one conclusion and one alone. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died.
Someone else?
Plastic bags scattered on the floor and a gun in the wrong hand. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case.
Like a wizard?
Like an OKKO.
Oh.
A person of Did you ever get that far?
I've watched the first season.
Okay.
I haven't seen the rest.
A person of vile intent who is serious about keeping the truth from us. Shadowy figure is the main villain. Investigation complete. I love OKKO.
You are my best friend.
We're not.
Let's be heroes.
We're not best friends.
Oh.
We are acquaintances. We've just met, Gumshoe. Here's the autopsy report.
I won't see it. Hi. It is probable that Mr. Rell survived for a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from his stabbing. Interesting. I'll take that with me, thank you.
Give it back.
No, it's mine. It looks like we now know everything we need to know about this case.
Are you sure we know everything?
Yeah, there's nothing else to know. Of course, the incident began with Mr. Faraday attempting to get his revenge. The prosecutor went into a rage from being accused and tried to kill the defendant. But the defendant fought back and they ended up killing each other after I don't know.
Ta-da! I'm pretty.
It's all very clear and simple. There is absolutely no margin for doubt. Send them to jail.
Maybe I should try working out the song. Franziska von Karma, I am very pretty.
Franziska von Karma, she is... Oh, I don't know.
Give me 8 more years.
I need to work on it.
Do you really believe that to be the truth?
I am pretty, yeah. Ha! Are you saying that just because I figured out the truth before you? That you don't want to believe it's true when it's 100% true? It's alright. If you disagree with my arguments, then prove me wrong. Well, if there are any contradictions to be found, that is.
Don't worry, I will.
No, you won't. Oh shit. Maybe we'll find out what happened next time. What happened? What happened?